This morning, Wisconsin joins other states in testing milk for bird flu. Why it took the dairy state this long to start.
Plus, a measles death in Texas leads to concern nationwide. A look at how it could affect Wisconsin. Good morning, everyone, and welcome to News 3 Now this morning. It's Thursday. I'm Kyrie Lee.
And I'm Chris Stanford. Thanks for joining us. Got a couple of delays running at the bottom of your screen. You can find those at channel3000.com. We can ask Savannah if these school districts, we're talking about some districts a little bit further north. You've been tracking some precipitation on the radar, slick roads maybe that might be causing some delays this morning for districts up north?
Yeah, I would say so, because they're not really dealing with fog. That was mainly Madison and eastward a little bit ago, but we're still seeing some flurries north of here, so definitely could be a couple slick spots out there. If you are heading north, just allow a little bit of extra time for work or anything early this morning. We are going to continue to track the patchy drizzle, couple areas of freezing drizzle and light flurries through the day. Temperatures will warm similar to yesterday, lower to mid 40s, but right now across Dane County we're in the lower to mid 30s. A couple of us reporting the upper 30s, including here at home. Madison reporting 37 right now, 35 in Monroe, 35 in the Dells, 32 in Mineral Point. So most of us are about double where we should be. Our average temperature overnight low about 18 to 19 degrees. We'll see a warmer day tomorrow before a cool down this weekend. We'll have all those details, including showers and when breezy conditions are going to return, coming up.
All right, talk to you then. Wisconsin lawmakers are debating a plan to expand Medicaid locally. This comes after the governor floated the idea during his state budget address last week.
Currently, Wisconsin has expanded the service to include 100% of the federal poverty level. This means that anyone making around $31,000 or less is covered. The governor wants to increase coverage to anyone making 138% of the federal poverty level. This means people who make $43,000 annually. Republicans, on the other hand, question the benefits of Medicaid expansion in the state. It's likely they'll remove it from the governor's budget draft later this spring.
Wisconsin now joining 44 other states across the nation testing milk for bird flu. It comes after the USDA announced nationwide milk testing strategies for bird flu back in December. The Department of Ag, Trade and Consumer Protection here in the state says it took them some time to start. They say it's been working on a way to make it seamless for Wisconsin farmers. The dairy state has more than 5,000 farmers and 175 processors. Additionally, doctors say that pasteurization kills the virus. 90% of the state's dairy is pasteurized and made into cheese. Still, doctors with DATCAP say farmers should be aware of the symptoms they could see in their herds.
Pretty rapid drop in milk production in their cows, and also drops off in feed and water intake. Might see fevers in the cattle and just overall cattle not feeling well.
USDA says about 5 states have affected herds so far. Meanwhile, USDA Secretary Brooke Collins is outlining a new strategy to mitigate the spread of bird flu and lower egg prices. In Wall Street Journal op-ed, Rollins said that the USDA will invest $1 billion into a new plan. That plan includes spending half of it, or $500 million, to enhance biosecurity in farms, cutting back on regulations on egg producers. This will make it easier for families to raise backyard chickens and possibly temporarily block the import of more eggs to reduce prices.
The first measles death has been reported related to an outbreak in Texas. State health officials say the school-aged child was hospitalized last week. The child was not vaccinated. There are 124 confirmed cases related to the outbreak. It started in late January. Most of those affected are children. 18 have been hospitalized. During a cabinet meeting, Secretary of Health and Human Services described the outbreak as not unusual. The Texas death is the first confirmed measles death since 2015. Locally, Wisconsin has seen a decline in vaccination rates. In a recent report, the CDC says only 84.8% of Wisconsin kindergartners were up to date on their measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine. This is below the national average of 92.7%. DHS says this leaves children and our communities more vulnerable to outbreaks.
In regards to measles, it's one of the most contagious diseases that you can get. Studies have shown that 9 out of 10 people that are susceptible will get infected. 1 out of 5 people that are infected by measles will develop a pneumonia.
The CDC recommends children should get 2 doses of the MMR vaccine, starting with the first dose at 12 to 15 months of age and the second dose at 4 to 6 years old.
An update on the Pope now. Pope Francis has shown further slight improvement as he battles double pneumonia. according to the Vatican. A chest CT scan on Tuesday also shows normal evolution of an infection as it's being treated. A blood test yesterday confirmed the improvement.
Developing this morning, two-time Oscar-winning actor Gene Hackman and his wife Betsy have been found dead in their New Mexico home. Santa Fe County Sheriff says the couple died along with their dog. There is no immediate sign of foul play. The actor won Academy Awards for roles in The French Connection and Unforgiven.
U.S. Supreme Court could make it easier for Americans to file reverse discrimination lawsuits. The High Court heard arguments yesterday in the case of an Ohio woman who claims that she got demoted because she is straight. She is challenging a requirement in Ohio and other states, including Wisconsin. That requirement says that plaintiffs from majority groups have to prove more evidence to move a discrimination case forward. That's compared to someone in a minority group. The justices appeared to side with the plaintiff. They could, however, send the case back to the lower courts.
Americans are starting to see a new economic reality under President Donald Trump. One change, tariffs on Chinese goods with reciprocal tariffs in the works. In light of the change, Apple and Eli Lilly say they're investing billions of dollars in U.S. manufacturing. Economists say tariffs support domestic producers by making U.S. business pay extra for imports. Also, large-scale layoffs of federal workers as a way to reduce spending. But some economists worry it will cause a recession.
Sales of new single-family homes in the U.S. tumbled more than expected last month. This suggests that the critical spring home buying season is starting off on a weak footing. New home sales fell 10% in January. That's well below expectations. Existing home sales also fell in January. They're down nearly 5% from December.
In more local news, Linda Thomas Greenfield, former ambassador to the United Nations and UW-Madison alum, is set to speak at the university. That's on April 1st at the Memorial Union. The presentation will focus on the art of negotiation. It will include a moderated conversation with the director of UW-Madison La Follette School of Public Affairs. Thomas Greenfield served as ambassador to the UN during the Biden presidency. She received her master's in public administration at UW.
Folks, we need your help. We're looking for veterans in our community who are doing some great things. We're partnering up once again with Vortex for our Spirit of Service Award. All you have to do is log on to channel3000.com, nominate a veteran in your life who's doing something amazing. Over the coming weeks, we'll share their stories on the air and online, and you'll get to choose which veteran gets to win a $5,000 cash prize, no strings attached. A winner will be announced in early April.
If you live in areas surrounding the Dane County Regional Airport, you may have heard jets, helicopters, and other aircraft flying in the evening. This is all part of continuing training through this week with the Wisconsin National Guard. Until tomorrow, you can't expect to hear aircraft until at least 7 in the evening or as late as 2 or 3 in the morning. Guardsmen say they are taking extra precautions to ensure public safety and reduce noise in densely populated areas.
Dane County Regional Airport revealing last year's traffic numbers. Pretty good. The airport says more than 2,300,000 passengers came through the airport. That's the second most in the airport's 85-year history. Airport also expects a record-breaking spring travel season here this year in 2025, in large part because of Wisconsin's winter. Last year's nonstop destinations: Denver, Phoenix, Washington, D.C., and Orlando. The airport says the more residents use the regional hub rather than Milwaukee or Chicago, the more they can grow and expand flight offerings. There you go.
All right, we do need some more of those flight offerings coming out of Dane County Regional.
I know, and spring break is coming up here, just in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
For some districts, 3 weeks or so, and so any last-minute travel plans, you better get those booked.
Yeah, ASAP, because those prices, nothing to play with.
They're probably not going to go down.
No, not at all. Well, let's check out Savannah. What's coming up?
Guys, there's going to be a severe weather outbreak across the deep south. We'll talk about what types of precipitation that'll bring us here across Wisconsin.
And we're working for the weekend in the 608 this morning. I'll have 3 things for you to do with your family coming up.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
We're back, and it's Thursday, which means we're working for the weekend this morning in the 608.
Yeah, we are. Josh Sprider's here with your weekend planner. Hey, buddy, what do you got?
Hey, guys, good morning to you. So we're looking ahead to the first weekend of March. I'm looking at 3 things for you to do this weekend with your family. First up, we start with something that's growing in popularity here at home, while also celebrating one of Madison's favorites. I'm talking League One Volleyball, or LOVE, which is a first-of-its-kind community reimagining the future of volleyball. You have not one, but but 2 chances to check out the new Love Madison volleyball team this weekend. They're at the Alliant Energy Center taking on Omaha Friday night and Austin on Saturday. Tickets start at $15. Well, spring may have you looking ahead to building and remodeling projects this year. The 2025 Madison Build Remodel Landscape Expo is at the Monona Terrace this weekend. You can explore the latest design trends and product offerings. It's an ideal opportunity to meet and interact with the area's top experts and discover thousands of new ideas. It is free for all, open Friday 2 to 6, Saturday 10 to 6, and Sunday 10 to 5. Finally, if you're down for a little drive to the 414, the Milwaukee County Zoo is hosting its Family Free Day on Saturday. March to the zoo on this special day when all guests are admitted for free. Just remember, you'll have to pay for parking, and some of those regular attraction fees may still apply. The Milwaukee County Zoo is open from 9:30 to 4:30 on Saturday. You can find more happenings this weekend on channel3000.com. First weekend in March. Isn't that weird?
Where does the time go?
I was like looking at the
Flies on
calendar.
by.
Yeah. Only one more day of February after today.
I know, which is crazy, but the thing is that like we've had lots of events through the winter, but now those spring events are really going to start ramping
Start
up.
to get outside a little bit more.
Yes, I'll actually enjoy going outside
say,
now. I'm ready.
This is like your time of
yes,
year,
my
right?
time to shine.
Coming out of your hibernation.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. You know, like we keep outdoor activities very few in between. You know, I like indoor during this time of year.
We're getting there.
The new volleyball league looks fun.
Isn't that awesome?
$15 too. That's pretty affordable.
I had a chance to meet some of the volleyball girls Monday night at the Andy North Trivia Night.
Nice.
They're so genuine and so nice, and like, I mean, they deserve it all. But it's so cool that they have this new league. I have not been able to watch them yet with the new league, but this will be something to check out.
It's a big volleyball town.
It really
I can
is.
see that
It
being a
is.
really
And the
popular
Alliant
thing.
Energy Center
Right.
too. Pack that place.
That's big.
Yeah.
Big time.
Cool. All right, Josh, thanks for showing us what's going on this
You
weekend.
bet.
Josh is always looking for inspirational stories to share with you. You got something for him, reach out and let him know about it.
Well, let's check in now with meteorologist Savannah Brito, who's here with your first warn weather. What can we look ahead to?
Guys, we're going to see some showers, spotty at best. They're not going to be widespread comparison to what we had yesterday morning, later today, 37. Basically just tracking a mist and then a few light snow flurries through the day. Cloud cover going to stay in place till later. Also some patchy light fog at least early this morning. Temperature sitting at 37 right now. It'll be breezy later this afternoon and temperatures will reach the lower to mid 40s. You can see on radar a few slick spots can't be ruled out, especially north of Madison where you see those patchy areas of freezing drizzle, snowflakes, and then that mist as well. That'll continue through the day. You'll see little dots on radar here. Winds increase. Those are going to gust about 25 to 30 miles per hour later this afternoon. After we see some clearing take place, you can see those arrows start to calm down a little bit or come down a little bit. That's those wind speeds that are going to be about 10 to 15 miles per hour still this evening, but then overnight they're going to die down. Temperatures drop to about 30 degrees tonight, and then we'll see a lot of cloud cover move back in. Wind speeds pick up tomorrow, and then some spotty showers through Friday afternoon and evening. As far as how gusty it's going to be tomorrow, though, we're tracking an even windier day after that brief area that does come down overnight. Those winds rebound out of the south. This is 4:30 now tomorrow morning, showing wind speeds about 25 to 30 miles per hour, but during the afternoon, we're going to see those approach potentially 40 miles per hour. So very breezy tomorrow, but it will be mild temperatures Friday afternoon, going to reach about 50 degrees. We'll be in the lower 50s again. Our eyes are on the big system that's going to impact several states next week. This is Tuesday. For us, it'd be Tuesday into Wednesday, starting as rain and then ending as snow. But for the deep south, severe weather is expected with this same system. Areas just east of Dallas and south of Memphis. Basically the orange color, that's a 30% chance of seeing severe weather, and this is 6 days out, so the confidence very high in this. Surrounding areas west of Atlanta, including Memphis and the Dallas area, north of Houston, a 15% chance. There will likely be a tornado outbreak, severe weather expected for us, like I said, rain, and then some snow to end that system as we head into Tuesday night and Wednesday, and temperatures will really cool down. We'll be back into the upper 30s by late next week into next weekend.
It's been a record-breaking final season for Casey O'Brien. The Wisconsin forward is already the program's all-time assist leader, but there's one more record to break, and it's within reach. O'Brien skates into this weekend with 258 career points, just 5 away from passing Hillary Knight to become UW's all-time points leader. A feat that's bound to happen and a ride that's fun to be a part of for her teammates.
It's pretty cool to be a part of somebody like that's legacy. I mean, her name is going to be up there with the greats of people that we grew up watching and people that we grew up admiring.
Yeah, I mean, her numbers, are amazing from the standpoint that, she's in the same breath with Hillary. Hopefully she's got another good month of hockey into her as she finishes up her career here at Wisconsin.
Wisconsin bounced back in a big way Tuesday night, absolutely dominating Washington from the opening tip, and a big part of that was the play of John Blackwell. The Badger guard set the tone, scoring 19 of his game-high 24 points in the first half, and finished with his first career double-double. He was in control the entire game, thanks to a little reminder from his head coach.
I think the biggest thing with John and even with Kamari that I talked about after Saturday was you need to take command. You're the quarterbacks, you're the point guards. You need to, it doesn't mean you have to go score 30, but you have to command.
I think it's key to stay aggressive even when it's not going, because if you're not scoring, just staying aggressive provides opportunity for other teammates.
And just a reminder to check out this week's Wisconsin Huddle with Kamari McGee. Show airs on Friday at 6:30. Right here on News 3 Now. Sarah Williams and the Wisconsin women with the tall task of slowing down second-ranked UCLA, and Williams was doing her thing, backing them down and scoring in the paint for 2 of her team-high 22. That bucket gives the Badgers an early lead, but that lead would not last because they just simply had no answer for Lauren Betts. Off the glass for 2, she finished with 26 points. Wisconsin falls 91-61. And the Platteville men will play for a WIAC tournament championship and the conference's automatic bid for the NCAA tournament. After taking down Stevens Point, the Pioneers will host UWL in the final on Friday. And that's it for Morning Sports. Have a great day.
Thanks, Zach. Still ahead, how much the Tooth Fairy's dishing out these days, and trash turned into art.
And coming up in our next half hour, the accusations against Ridgeland Farms and what we uncovered after a months-long investigation.
Before we head to break, here are your gas prices. We're back right after this.
We're back at 6:23. I am sharing my morning with you. This morning, we are celebrating a special birthday. My youngest daughter, Harmony, turns 2 today.
Happy birthday, Harmony.
Happy birthday.
Yes, so I have a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old now, and my little mama heart just can't take it.
Are you feeling old yet?
Well, no. I'm still young and alive here. But I mean, I don't know, it just makes me emotional. Like, I started crying reading a book during story time.
How are you two already? Oh my God.
I'm like, why are you guys so big? And I'm like, oh my goodness. Yeah, so it's Harmony's special day. Yeah, so we'll be heading back home to celebrate with family. So yeah, so she'll get to see all the fam. We haven't been back home in a couple months. They've been here, but yeah, so we'll get to see everybody this time.
Do you have any birthday traditions?
Not necessarily. I just am an extra mom, throw a party all the time.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's pretty much my tradition. Yeah.
Well, that's good too, though.
Yeah. But I don't know. Maybe I need to start doing something. I haven't really pinpointed to something I like to do just yet.
No, you'll figure something out.
Oh, yeah.
Happy birthday, Harmony. Hey, it won't be too long before Harmony's losing teeth. Think about that.
Yeah.
And the Tooth Fairy isn't paying out quite as much these days. Take a look at this. Delta Dental asked 1,000 parents and found that the average payment for each tooth decreased by 6% last year or more to $5.84. Depends on where you live. This breaks it down geographically. Children in the West led the pack, getting an average of $8.54 under the pillow. In the Northeast, the Tooth Fairy shelled out close to $7. Kids in the South get a little less these days, $5.50. And in the Midwest, the average payout is $3.63.
Oh, those cheap Midwesterns,
yeah,
huh?
Cider up here.
West Coast.
Little cheap Midwesterns, goodness, yeah.
I can't even remember what I got from the Tooth Fairy. It's been so long.
$1? Like that was.
That's probably what it was.
Yeah. No. It's never just $1. It had to be at least a couple of dollars.
Keep
or
up
more.
with inflation, I guess. Yeah.
They should be asking for 20 these days.
Tough times for the Tooth Fairy these days.
Keep those pockets.
Check this out. An artist from Maine traveled the U.S. gathering litter and turned it into some absolutely beautiful artwork here. Mariah Redding uses the trash as a canvas for her artwork. It's getting a lot of attention on social media and drawing a lot of attention to our beautiful national parks.
Very cool. Take a look at that. That takes a lot of talent.
It blends right in.
Absolutely. Literally, that's what I said.
Yeah. You
Love
go,
that.
girl.
I wish I could paint that good.
Talk about upcycling. All right. We're going to talk weather when we come back, right?
Yes, we will. We're tracking some showers and warmer temperatures.
When I heard the news, I feel like shocked. Like, what is that going on?
This morning, the owners speak out after a bus crashed into their restaurant. Hear from them and the next door business on the impact to their store.
Plus, Ridgeland Farms under fire. We break down the accusations against the company and what we uncovered after a months-long investigation.
Well, good morning, everybody. Thanks for tuning in to News 3 Now this morning on a Thursday. I'm Chris Stanford.
And I'm Kyrie Lee. Thanks for waking up with us this morning. Seems like the weather is playing part in a few delays around the area.
Yeah, a little bit further north, we had some precipitation and some borderline freezing temperatures. So you see the delays scrolling to the bottom of your screen. Nacita, Westfield, Adams Friendship, all delayed this morning because of some icy road conditions.
Yeah, so let's check in with meteorologist Savannah Burrito to see what it's looking like around the Dane County area and beyond. Savannah, what can we expect?
Yeah, guys, that's exactly the case northward and northeastward. That's those areas that saw those patchy freezing drizzle, mist, and even some snowflakes. That's likely leading to those delays up north of here. We're seeing some of those enter Dane County right now and places just to our north. That'll actually continue for the most part through the day. Off and on sunshine, a little bit of that, but we're also going to be dealing with drizzle and flurries. Temperatures, though, those will rise after the 30s we're waking up to right now into those lower to mid 40s later. And tomorrow, we actually are going to see the 50s again, lower 50s. But with that, breezy conditions return. We'll talk about how strong the winds are going to be and also time out more rain for tomorrow and a big system next week. That's all coming up.
All right, Savannah, thank you. A local treasurer in Monroe County is in jail for allegedly stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars in township funds.
50-year-old Kelly Schneusner has served as the treasurer of the town of Adrian for some time. That's west of Toma, and she is due in court today. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office has been investigating. They found that she'd been stealing from township accounts for nearly 3 years. The stolen amount is just about $300,000. Schleusner is currently in the Monroe County Jail. She's facing charges for misconduct in office and theft. She has a bond hearing scheduled for this afternoon.
The owners of Asian House say they are in disbelief of the damage to their East Side restaurant. It happened after an unruly Madison Metro passenger caused the driver to crash right into the building. Bonnie Hong and her husband started the business in 2012. She says they love feeding families in the community, but now they have to handle the aftermath of this crash. The dining space and some kitchen appliances are destroyed.
When I heard the news, I feel like shocked. Like, what is that going on? I feel like really, really sad. I don't know like how that happened. Like, this is like affect all our family because this is a family restaurant.
Another business next door, QPS Employment Group, also had significant damage. Take a look at this. They provide staffing and recruitment services for businesses. The crash destroyed their back offices and caused walls to cave in. One employee there says if the crash had played out differently, it could have taken down the entire building.
That was an emergency exit door, glass, obviously the brick of the back of the building. I don't want to say superficial because it's major, but it can be repaired and we can still function and do what we do for the community.
Both businesses will be temporarily closed until they can fix the damage.
A barn in Dodge County is a total loss after a fire. At this time, the cause of the fire is unknown. This happened in the town of Trenton Tuesday night. The barn is located on Jersey Road just northwest of where County Highway A and 151 meet. Crews did not learn of any injuries.
Now to a News 3 Now Investigates report. For years, Beagle breeder Ridgeland Farms has faced public accusations of animal cruelty at their Blue Mounds facility. Our Kyle Pazorski's worked on this story for months to uncover more about the company and examine the accusations, all as a legal battle against them moves forward.
This is Ridgeland Farms, located just outside of Mount Horeb, which has for decades bred and sold dogs to assist in medical research. Along the way, accusations of animal cruelty have been levied towards the company, But it wasn't until a small group broke into the farm in 2017 that those accusations began to ramp up and pushed the public perception of the farm to a tipping point. Wayne Shung is one of 3 activists from the organization called Direct Action Everywhere, or DXC, that went inside, recording this footage and stealing 3 dogs in what's referred to as an open rescue.
The only comparison I have to the experience that I had at Ridgeland Farms was being in dog meat markets in China.
He said what the team found and documented was beyond belief.
We saw so many thousands of animals trapped in cages, spinning, clawing at the cage bars. And from the moment I walked in, I could just feel at a deep and visceral level the fear they were feeling.
Following DXC's visit, a lawsuit was brought against the 3 for their actions that day, only being dismissed this past year. While the case is now closed, public pressure campaigns from before and after have continued bringing attention to Ridgeland, encouraged by what DXC uncovered. Shortly after the DXC operation, Rebecca Robinson got together a group of friends forming Dane for Dogs.
I thought, this is horrific. This is 30 minutes away from my house. How is this happening?
They began their efforts with a ballot initiative to ban dog breeding facilities from operating in Mount Horeb, which ultimately failed. Since then, other efforts have focused on activism and filing public record requests to see what state and federal regulators have recorded during routine inspections.
We can look at the DAT-CAP reports and know that the conditions inside of Ridgeland Farms are not great.
Kim Krieger, a member of Dane for Dogs, spoke with me about what they have found.
The dogs are in really tiny cages in their own filth, and some of them have medical needs that haven't been tended to. That's all documented in the DAT-CAP reports.
On its website, Dane for Dogs references many of those DAT-CAP reports. In one dating back to 2016, the state regulators found noncompliance requiring corrective action. And in more recent visits by the regulators, noncompliance continued to be found. A June 2024 inspection found 1 dog with a ruptured interdigital cyst. For its part, Ridgeland Farms has remained mostly private and refrains from speaking directly to the media. I tried for several months to get a representative from Ridgeland to speak about the allegations of abuse. But it wasn't until we publicized the airing of this report that their attorney got back to me saying they have lawfully operated for decades. They say in a statement that the company has been breeding dogs to help research and develop new and better veterinary products that benefit your pet dogs. Ellie Hansen, an advocate against dog research, says a push towards changing the way the testing and research industry does business will ultimately lead to dog breeders like Ridgeland ceasing to operate.
It's just a matter of changing the regulatory system in this country, basically the FDA, to have them update their policies to make these technologies mainstream.
Right now, a lawsuit continues to make its way through the Wisconsin legal system. It was just a few short weeks ago when a La Crosse County district attorney was appointed to investigate the alleged abuses happening at Ridgeland. They tell me they're reviewing everything and beginning to speak to the involved parties. And they continue that right now there is no set timeline on if any charges will be brought against Ridgeland. In Madison, Kyle Pazarski, News 3 Now.
You can find more of Kyle's reporting on this case, including a full statement from Ridgeland Farms on channel3000.com.
New this morning, the Salvation Army of Dane County plans to reduce its staff amid financial struggles. The organization's local chapter will cut 8 positions. They say it will impact their budget by nearly $250,000. The organization received additional public funds during the COVID-19 pandemic, but this benefit is non-renewable. Bringing them back to pre-pandemic funding, the job cuts will primarily impact the community center program in the Darbo-Worthington neighborhood. The area coordinator says the cuts are needed so they can continue to provide essential services.
Well, the entertainment world mourning the loss this morning of actress Michelle Trachtenberg. New York police officers found her unconscious in a Manhattan home. They do not suspect any foul play. Trachtenberg got started as a child actress. At 8 years old, she played Nona Mecklenburg on the Nickelodeon show The Adventures of Pete and Pete. She then joined the cast of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and other shows. Trachtenberg starred in TV series like Gossip Girl, appeared in several movies. She was 39 years old.
Definitely so young, gone too soon. Well, coming up after the break, how new statewide legislation aims to keep housing prices in check.
And temperatures are still expected to be above average today. A lot warmer tomorrow, back closer to normal Saturday. We're also tracking breezy conditions and rain. We'll talk about that coming up.
Plus, it's Thursday, Little Friday, Friday Junior, whatever you want to call it. We're working for the weekend in the 608 this morning, and I'll have 3 things to do coming up.
You're watching News 3 Now this morning. Moving forward.
Hi, I'm Zachary. I'm from Menominee Falls. Savannah, plan my day.
Well, Zachary visiting Madison, going to be dealing with some patchy areas of drizzle. That's going to be through the day and also some flurries. But temperatures, those are going to rise. We're going to be in the lower to mid 40s, similar to yesterday as far as temperatures go. A lot of cloud cover early. We'll see a little bit of sunshine as we go through later in the day, especially this evening, and then also tracking some more showers into tomorrow. Breezy conditions also in the forecast. We'll see gusts later today up to 25 to even 30 miles per hour. Not as windy as tomorrow, nor as warm. You can see a couple of snowflakes and also some patchy drizzle or mist on radar. That's going to continue over the next couple of hours, and then we'll see sky conditions gradually clear as we head for late afternoon, early evening. We might see a little bit of sunshine here and there through those thicker clouds through the day, but also a mix of the mist. It's not going to be widespread rain or help with our deficit. Tomorrow, we're tracking winds back up to about 40 miles per hour at times, so tomorrow's going to be windy and also some spotty showers through the day, but temperatures will rise back close to the 50-degree mark. I think some of us, given that we see some clouds clear out, reach the 50-degree mark, lower 50s, and then we're dropping very, very quickly tomorrow night into Saturday morning. Expect lows down to the mid, maybe even lower 20s. Some showers, snowfall showers, that's not going to lead to any accumulation, just a couple of flurries. The bigger system that does right now look to bring us widespread rain, at least for us across the Madison area, prompting severe weather, probably going to be a tornado outbreak for areas across the deep south, southern Arkansas, and northern Louisiana, areas in Texas and Mississippi as well. That'll start as rain for us, though, that same system. It's expected to bring severe weather to the south, briefly mixing over to freezing rain, and then I think that'll end with snow. That was Tuesday night, and then into early Wednesday morning. Might behind this system because it'll be really strong, bringing some flurries even as late as Thursday morning. Beyond that, though, we're going to be dry. That'll be heading into next weekend with some cooler temperatures out there. But this weekend, we're tracking the 30s, some sunshine returning Sunday after thicker clouds out there today and tomorrow, and then that big system Tuesday, Wednesday next week.
All right, Savannah, look at that. All right. That system next week, going to be a big one, huh?
It will be, yeah. I think tornado outbreak for the south, and then for us, rain, and then a little bit of snow.
All right. Thank you. Hey, if you want Savannah to plan your day, she'd love to. Just record a video like you saw earlier. Share your name and where you are currently located. Then send it our way. You can send it through the website, the First One Weather app, Facebook Messenger, or email, and then watch to see if you make it on the air. Well, it's Thursday, and that means we are working for the weekend in the 608.
We're not doing that type of thing this morning.
Slow your roll.
Okay. Well, Josh Ryder is here with your weekend planner. Josh, what do you have for us this morning?
Kyrion's ready. I love this energy.
I'd like to save that for the special occasions.
You say that. We haven't done it in months.
It has been a long time.
It makes it that much more special.
Okay, fine. I'll wait till next week to ask again.
Well, hey, guys.
Thank you for your patience.
Literally every week. I love it. I love the energy. Well, we're looking ahead to the first weekend of March, guys. I'm looking at 3 things for you to do with your family this weekend. And we start with something that's growing in popularity here at home, while also celebrating one of Madison's favorites. I'm talking League One Volleyball, or LOVE, which is a first-of-its-kind community reimagining the future of volleyball. You have not one but 2 chances to check out the new Love Madison volleyball team. They're at the Alliant Energy Center this weekend, taking on Omaha Friday night and Austin on Saturday. Tickets start at $15. Well, spring may have you looking ahead to building and remodeling projects this year. The 2025 Madison Build Remodel Landscape Expo is at the Monona Terrace this weekend. You can explore the latest design trends and product offerings. It's the ideal opportunity to meet and interact with the area's top experts and discover some new ideas. It is free for all, open Friday 2 to 6, Saturday 10 to 6, and Sunday 10 to 5. Finally, if you're down for a little drive from the 608 to the 414, the Milwaukee County Zoo is hosting its Family Free Day on Saturday. March to the zoo on this special day when all guests are admitted for free. Just remember, you will still have to pay for parking, and some of those regular attraction fees may still apply. The Milwaukee County Zoo is open from 9:30 to 4:30 on Saturday. You can find more happenings this weekend by going to channel3000.com. March 1st on Saturday. What's going on?
Time flies.
Wow.
Crazy.
I feel like January took forever, and then all of a sudden February just like went by.
Well, it's a couple days
I agree.
shorter. So.
That is true.
Yeah, so that's why. But building and remodeling projects, you guys have any on your agenda this spring?
Sanford always does.
Always. Never ends.
A long list of things
ends,
for you.
Never ends.
That's okay. Josh, I doubt you're building anything. It's fine.
Nothing. I got nothing.
Like, I don't think that's your type of
Cleaning and
party.
laundry, it's about what I got planned for my weekend. So
Hey, not mad at you. Lots to do. Josh, thank you so much.
you bet. Happy almost weekend.
Almost
You too, buddy.
weekend.
Josh is always looking for inspirational stories to share with you at home. So if you have an idea that you'd like to see featured in the 608, reach out. Let them know about it. Well, if you live in Wisconsin Dells, you can now buy a local parking pass. The city's police department announced the program yesterday. The passes have been available for a while now, though. They cost $15 a piece. You have to bring proof of residence, though, to get one, or proof of employment within the school district's boundaries. The passes are not valid in Lot 3 on North Oak Street, nor in Lot 7 behind the city's municipal building.
A new joint proposal looks to prevent price collusion among landlords in Wisconsin. State Senator Kelda Royce of Madison and Representative Breanne Brown of Whitewater are drafting the bill. It would prohibit landlords from buying online price collusion software as a service. The offerings use private data from property owners to build algorithms that suggest optimal pricing strategies for maximum profits.
Senator Royce took aim at skyrocketing housing costs in a statement to News 3 Now. The statement reads, housing costs are rising fast enough without letting landlords use computer-aided illegal price-fixing schemes. This legislation will help stop big tech companies from ripping off Wisconsin renters.
Representative Brown echoes the sentiment in a statement of her own. She says, quote, rents have skyrocketed since the pandemic and the problem is not getting any better. This bill is an important first step in stopping predatory landlords from colluding with each other to further inflate rent and prevent working Wisconsinites from thriving.
Leaders of a proposed charter school in Madison say they weren't quite ready with their plans. It's the reason Academy leaders say that they withdrew their application for the Forward Academy. John McKenzie with McKenzie Foundation and Michael Johnson with the Boys and Girls Clubs of Dane County led the effort. They halted their plans right before the school board meeting this week when they were scheduled to vote to approve it or not. Johnson says the authorization process for charter schools is challenging because it requires funds from existing schools and programs within the district.
I don't want us to pull public resources away from our public schools because the dollars follow the kid. But at the same time, we feel very strongly that there needs to be a more robust workforce initiative for our schools.
It's unclear right now if and how the Forward Academy will move forward, if at all.
One local family is using bikes to help the visually impaired. Tim and Nancy Valentine lost their daughter Kinsey in 2017 after she was diagnosed with a progressive eye disease at the age of 2. Ever since then, they have been signing up for Cycle for Sight. The annual event supports the McPherson Eye Research Institute at UW, raising money for vision research grants like the Kinsey Valentine Research Award. Celia Bisbach is one of those grant recipients. Her work tests different therapies to prevent blindness.
This project, this idea that I had, there was no other funding source for it, basically. And that's really enabled me to push this project forward much faster than I would have been able to otherwise.
Cycle for Sight kicks off at the Princeton Club West on Saturday, March 15th. To register or donate, just head to vision.wisc.edu. Coming up in the morning sprint, the latest in the case involving Eric and Lyle Menendez.
If you got a little kiddo turning 3 soon, let us know. We'll share their picture on TV. We're back with the morning sprint right after this. 6:53, time for the morning sprint.
Wisconsin lawmakers are debating a plan to expand Medicaid locally. This comes after the governor floated his own plan during a state budget address. Republicans, on the other hand, questioned the benefits of Medicaid expansion in the state. This all comes amid efforts to pass a federal budget. Critics of that budget fear it will lead to cuts to Medicaid.
A local treasurer in Monroe County is in jail for allegedly stealing hundreds of thousands of dollars in township funds. The Monroe County Sheriff's Office has been investigating Kelly Schlusner, the treasurer of the town of Adrian. They found she'd been stealing from township accounts for nearly 3 years. The stolen amount of money is about $300,000.
Wisconsin is now joining 44 other states across the country in testing milk for the bird flu. It comes after the USDA announced a national milk testing strategy for bird flu in December. The dairy state has more than 5,000 farmers and 175 processors. Doctors say that pasteurization kills the virus. 90% of the state's dairy is pasteurized and made into cheese.
New this morning, the Salvation Army of Dane County plans to reduce its staff amid financial struggles. The organization's local chapter will cut 8 positions. They say it will impact their budget by nearly $250 million. The cuts are happening because of pandemic-era public funding expiring.
A child in Texas is dead from the measles. State health officials say the school-aged child was hospitalized last week. The child had not been vaccinated against the measles. There are 124 confirmed cases related to the outbreak. Most of those affected are children. The outbreak started in late January, and this is the first measles death in the U.S. in a decade.
Pope Francis showing slight improvement as he battles double pneumonia. A chest CT scan on Tuesday showed normal evolution of an infection as it's being treated. A blood test yesterday confirmed the improvement. The Pope's still receiving some high-flow oxygen therapy. There have been no more asthma attacks, though, like he suffered on Saturday.
Eric and Lyle Menendez are asking for clemency from California Governor Gavin Newsom. He's directed a state board to investigate whether the brothers would put the public at risk if they were released. The two have served more than 30 years for the murders of their parents in 1989. Governor Newsom has asked for a response within the next 90 days.
Temperatures are going to be back into the lower to mid 40s again this afternoon. The difference, though, it'll be breezy and we'll see a drizzle and a couple of flurries throughout the day. Then we'll be up to about 50 tomorrow, cooler this weekend, sunshine Sunday, and then a big system next Tuesday and Wednesday across the deep south. Likely a severe weather outbreak, including maybe some stronger tornadoes for us, rain, and then snow.
All right, headed into March with some active weather.
Yes, we are.
All right, Savannah, thank you.
We're back in 30 minutes with a news and weather update.